Episode 177. It's about time we gotta move on from this camp or whatever. Too dire out here. And speaking of, I was doing some reading between the lines of that last dungeon. The whole chat log and everything that was recorded. As well as looking up some of the things that I missed, just on the wiki. Seems like there were actually 5 diary entries, of which we got 3 during my run. Got the 1st, 4th, and 5th, missing the 2nd and 3rd. So we saw the beginning and the end at least, didn't miss too much. But I guess what I didn't really pick up on during my main character's run through it, and as I was rushing through with Komori here, was the whole dire situation with Yulmuric and everything. I guess as a little post-mortem, just to think about that. Yulmuric was apparently that second boss that we fought, actually what I kind of expected, based on the lore of the place. That zombie captain that we fought was apparently that guy in the back's son, the priestly looking guy, one that gave us the quest. And apparently Yulmuric's wife was someone that was apprehended by the Inquisition, as he told us. And reading a bit more between the lines there, she had a pretty rough treatment, to say the least, by the Inquisition. Not only that, but they also stole that ice rondel this guy wanted to retrieve from the Dust Vigil, just to put into the Statue of the Fury. Kind of insult to injury. And what a twist of fate that Yulmuric ended up being the one that kind of had to defend that area. Kind of called into question why he didn't want to leave the Dusk Vigil after the calamity struck. Seems like it was motivated partly by that and the spite and everything. Kind of a lot of underlying feelings that are hard to define, I guess. Did Komori pick up on any of that? I don't know. I wouldn't say she's book smart, but maybe she read between the lines more than I did. Anyway. We're done here. Nothing left to do. Rondel's back in that guy's hands. Don't know what happened to Yulmuric's wife, probably still back in Ishgard or something. Actually, I think reading on the questlog wiki that she was still alive even after what the Inquisition did to her, so at least there's maybe a silver lining there. Not sure if you would call it that. Speaking of Inquisition, I guess we're doing one of our own, aren't we? What excuse did I make again? That we were waiting for good weather to launch up those fireworks, or, that's right, a smoke signal, to lure out Iceheart. Well, it's useless to wait until there's good weather here in Western Corsus Highlands. Never really know what you're gonna get. At least it's not like a raging blizzard. Maybe we're just going to hope that they're gonna see a smoke signal at 4 AM in the morning while it's snowy outside. That's when heretics like to meet, right? I am not familiar with the building of signal fires, but how difficult could it possibly be? And we get an aether current. If we are to lure our foes to our position, then we must find a means of producing a signal of purple hue. As it so happens, I once heard the tale of a trapper who dropped the hide of a woolly yak onto his campfire. Aside from their terrible stench, the story also described in detail how the smoke from the smothered flames was tinged a deep violet. You are a monster hunter of some note, are you not, Komori? Well, I am currently playing Monster Hunter Wilds, but that's neither here nor there. It should prove a trifling task for you to procure a number of hides. We may need to burn more than one ere the heretics notice our beacon. Especially because it's 4 AM and it's snowing, as I said. Master Alphinaud, you and I shall gather wood for the fire. Ah, here we go. Okay. This is where it all begins. This is a momentous point in history, everyone. What is this again? Episode 177? Everyone jot this down in your notebooks, at least I will. This is the moment where Alphinaud gathers wood to build a campfire. I'd forgotten, I guess. I mean, I'd forgotten exactly when. Not that it really matters, it's just a campfire, right? But this will echo throughout history, literally. Alright, it will take the both of us to find enough dry fuel in this frozen wasteland. Let us meet again at the Dreaming Dragon, with the fruits of our labor. You do it, Alphinaud. I believe in you. I mean, Estinian too, he's part of it. But Alphinaud is a wood-gathering master. Specifically for campfires. By the way, there was still one more world aether current we needed over here, right? Probably just along the way. Maybe we do that after we get the pelts, though. Ah, they're down on a lower level. Can we shoot from down here? We can. Can't get all of them, though, probably. Oh, is it actually too far away? That's weird. Normally it shows you the X on the icon if they're too far away. But I guess this is a strange situation with, like, the Z direction or something, that we can't quite reach it, even though it's within our, like, top-down radius range. No high ground shenanigans this time. Just gonna have to hop down after we get the aether current. I'm pretty sure we were going to go here to build a campfire in a bit, but we can get the aether current first. Is it on top of this rock or something? There it is. It should be the last one out in the world. And I think the one from this quest would actually be the last one, period. I just need a safe place to hop down, where they won't kill us on sight. Preferably without having to go around this huge rock to get to our destination. So what exactly is the lore about the aether currents anyway? Like, they're clearly related to flying, but is it your chocobo or your mount or whatever that needs to memorize the aether currents, or are you the warrior of light, memorizing the aether currents so that you can navigate in the air or something? Or is there some machine that you have that you use for, well, for doing that memorization for you or whatever? We've got the aether compass, but I don't think that, like, records the air movements or anything. It just helps you find where the aether currents are. Oh, we should get out our chocobo. Okay, yeah, we were going there anyway. I should have realized. I mean, I did realize, I just didn't do anything about it. Come on, you can make that. Just kind of angle it right. There you go. So this is the place where a dragon was killed or something? Is this the dragon? Just looks like a bunch of rocks to me. No, wait. It's one of those dragons, I see. Like a big noodly dragon with spines and stings. Or whatever you'd call those spikes sticking out of the back. I think they're called spines. Oh, and they were up here anyway. It was literally on the same rock. Actually, that's a good question. Is this the way they want you to climb up, like, story-wise? This is a story-required event, so... Okay, yeah. I figured there'd be, like, an easier way up if it was a story-required cliff or something. Not that the game has been beyond making you do jumps for a story before. I've noted that previously. It doesn't really matter. Cool dragon, I think. I left Ishgard on a mission of noble purpose, and now here I am scrabbling for sticks in the snow. How can my hands be at once so numb yet so sore? Remember this feeling, Alphinaud. Remember it. It would seem that collecting firewood is a new experience for Master Alphinaud. His must have been a privileged upbringing. Ahem. Have you the hearts we need? Yes. A new experience indeed. And a memorable one at that.
Ah, I should have known it would be you.
Lo and behold. At 6 a.m. while it's snowing outside. I guess they keep an eye out at dawn or something.
Word reached me of a struggle with a small but well-armed band of trespassers. Forgive my comrades their hostility. Few come here uninvited, and fewer still with good intent.
You're under arrest. Okay, not really. You're on parole.
Now, tell me why you are here.
Get straight to the point.
So, you seek to stem the Dravanian tide with talk? A romantic notion.
Romantic in what sense?
If you but knew the truth, the spark which lit the flames of this animosity, you would understand the futility of your quest.
I mean, we know a little bit about it. From, like, the patch quests and everything. How Shiva laid with the dragon. Is that the romantic that you're talking about? I certainly hope it was.
Shall I relate it to you? The sordid history my gift has shown me. That which the Holy See has taken such pains to suppress.
Okay, maybe we're not going to be talking about the romantic part of history. That's fine.
'Twas more than a millennium past when an Elizan tribe first sought to claim the lands of Kurthas as its home. Unfortunately for them, Kurthas was already home to dragonkind, and they were not inclined to make way for the invaders. Thus did a bloody war begin. A war which might well have rumbled on until one or the other side was exterminated, had it not been for the resolve of a single woman. That woman's name was Shiva.
Okay, I guess it is the romantic part of history, but also the bad part of it. They go hand in hand.
While those around her fought and died, she attempted to parley with the dragons, and in so doing discovered them to be possessed of profound intelligence and reason. The great worm, Hreisvelgar, in particular so enchanted Shiva that she found herself growing to love the creature, whom her people considered a monster. In the eyes of a near-immortal dragon, however, the fleeting life of an Elizan is as that of a freshly cut rose. Scarce has the flower bloomed before it begins to fade and wither. Such melancholy musings plagued Hreisvelgar, who had found in Shiva an unexpected and beloved soulmate. He knew that all too soon, death would snatch her away from him. Unable to bear the thought of their separation, the maid bid the worm consume her, that their spirits might be entwined for eternity.
Seems kind of dramatic. Is that like what actually happened, or is that just like the poetic way that history puts it. Well, I guess she saw this with the echo, so there had to be like a reason for this, right? Or is it really just eating her?
Though loath to perform the deed, Hraesvelgr ultimately gave in to her plea, and soon thereafter the tale of their ill-fated love spread throughout the two warring factions. No more could they raise blade or claw against one another, knowing that the souls of their kin were so inextricably bound. In the days that followed, man and dragon learned to live in harmony, and together built a nation unlike any the world had ever known. For 200 years did this blissful age of peace continue, as it would to this day, had vilest envy not stirred in the hearts of the Elezen. It is said that worms owe their longevity to the boundless reserves of vitality found within their eyes. And 'twas in this belief that a traitorous band of knights deceived their allies of some 2 centuries, and took by force that which they coveted. Nidhogg, he who now stands poised to unleash his wormlings upon Ishgard, was the great dragon who lost an eye to Elezen treachery. And until he prizes it from the hands of the traitor's progeny, no amount of conciliatory words will stay his fury.
You are wrong, Lady Iceheart. Lest you misunderstand, I do not doubt your vision of the past. 'Tis true that Nidhogg greatly desired to reclaim the Eye. Indeed, it was for that very reason that I kept it with me as I roamed the land, attempting to draw him away from the city.
There it is.
Good gods!
Is it the Eye of Providence? Or perhaps the Eye of Ra? No, it's Nidhogg's eye.
Until recently, Nidhogg seemed unable to resist its allure and pursued me relentlessly. Needless to say, that is no longer the case. Now, it would seem, he has fixed his attention on Ishgard itself, though he knows full well the Eye does not reside there.
You believe he targets the capital for another reason?
I believe reason has all but left him. Through the Eye, I feel much of what Nidhogg feels, and the dragon's thirst for vengeance will not be quenched by aught less than a sea of blood.
If Nidhogg is indeed lost to reason, might we not seek an audience with Hraesvelgr instead? He has thus far shown no inclination to aid in the invasion of Ishgard, and may yet welcome our efforts to broker a peace.
Yeah, what's that guy been doing for 1,000 years?
You still believe that a peaceable solution can be found? Very well. I will take you to him. Our road will lead us to Dravania, the homeland of dragonkind. There we shall ascend unto the clouds, where Hraesvelgr resides.
Been a while since we had this, I think. Or this is something else. Right, this. Which one is that? Ice or water? Guess it doesn't really matter.
Is autumn mist, my friend? I sense the many battles are beginning to take their toll. Rest a while, and should you lose sight of us, Dravania lies beyond the mountains to the west.
Just beyond the mountains, huh? We're just gonna meet up way beyond the mountains. We should stick together, you know.
Curious. The vestiges of thy mistress's blessing are not as faint as once they were. Thy will to succeed grants thee unusual fortitude. But will it be enough?
Yeah, so this is a part of the story that I have trouble remembering what exactly it relates to. Just like the original, well, In a Realm Reborn. Whenever we got those crystals from Eidolon or whatever, no, we got all the Aether Currents. Actually, yeah, that'd be a good time for that. Now that we have flying, let's just unlock every part of the map, or fill in the last 2 parts. Over here and this cliff, which I don't think had any way up other than flying. Could be wrong. And then we'll do the main quest. But while we're flying, just continue that thought. In A Realm Reborn, there is that whole deal of getting these 6 crystals of light, 1 for each element, as you progress through the story. Just at random points when you either defeat a primal or a big boss, or just advance to one of the main story points or something. Level 56. I guess this is like a high level place. And then in here, Heavensward, they kind of repeat that whole affair of getting those 6 crystals, the first one which we just did. Because of course, what's his name? Midgard Solmer took that power away from us towards the end of patch 2.4 or 5 or whatever. And then that whole affair with Mubrida dying because of that and the Ascian invading. Kind of hard to piece that all together why it happens, especially now that we're getting back those crystals by doing things here. Not even like defeating a boss, just kind of making things happen or something, advancing the story. And as for what purpose they serve in this part of the story, can't really say. Yeah, so this is it. And we've mapped the realm. This is why I thought there's no way to get in here without flying. It's just kind of blocked off here. And it seems like these level 56 enemies are all behind areas that you can only get through by flying. Or get to by flying. Yeah, no way up from over here it seems either. Not really. What place, or what purpose does this place even serve? Like, sure, you can only get here by flying, but so what? Why'd you ever want to come here? What's this place called? Hemlock? What's the lore of Hemlock? Isn't that like a witch thing in the real world? Like a village relating to witches or something? No clue. Could be like a heretic village or something, or used to be. Speaking of things that I don't know the lore of, what's the North Star? And the Oakham Landing, for that matter. And this connection to the Sea of Clouds, for that matter. Little detours, real quick. We're pretty much done here with the story. I don't think we come back here for any reason other than, like, well, little visits or something. The main story is done, so... You. What the hell is this place? Off with you. I've neither the time nor the inclination to entertain travelers. There's work to be done and hardly any time to do it. Maybe a quest takes you here at some point. One of these side quests just kind of around in the middle of nowhere or something. Or down here. Well, he's certainly not boating out here. Not anymore. And this boat, the North Star, just kind of here. That's it. It's a cool set piece, I guess. Boat frozen in a frozen river. And for some reason this is a connection that you can only reach by flying over to the Sea of Clouds, of which there's another? No, this one goes to the Dravanian hinterlands. And the Forelands. Can we go to the hinterlands? Like right now? Before we're supposed to in the story? So yeah, this is a connection point, even though we don't have flying over here in not Dravania, the Sea of Clouds. We're connected over here at this low point in the map, just in the middle of nowhere. Can't really do anything until we unlock flying here, but I guess people used to use that connection point for something. Did they just not teleport or something? I can't imagine why the developers would include this connection point otherwise. So like logistically, what's the connection point here? How does this connect to Corthus from there? Do you just like fly like a really long way from here to here? That's the only thing that I can think. There isn't like a mountain pass that you follow along this river or something? Kinda weird. This connection point I think makes a little more sense. Like it's a physical tunnel or something. Maybe. Well, we don't have to visit it right now. I'm pretty sure this might actually be blocked off or something at this point in the story. Can we... yeah. This connection point to Corthus. Pretty sure it's just kind of blocked off on this side right over here. Alright, let's continue the main story. Guess we just got back the ice crystal from... well, recovered its strengths or whatever. I guess Midgard-Sormer is going to elaborate on that more as we get further into the plot. Is this the guy that's all the way from Falcon's Nest? Is this guy just kind of traveling the breadth and length of the world or something? And you just happen to see him throughout the world? It's probably not the same guy, right? Could be. We journey to the homeland of dragons, Komoi. The scholar within me burns to see the sights I've read about. As does the child within me, I confess. Be on your guard, warrior of light. With the mistress of the heretics as our guide, we may yet find that we are being led to our graves. Yeah. We did kind of quickly trust her as soon as she walked up to us and said, "Oh, we're friends now." Well, not friends. She just kind of agreed to our plan or something, even though we're kind of at war. You are Komor, yes? Pray address me as you sail, if you wish. 'Tis passing strange, is it not? That fate should bring us together thus. Never did I think to walk alongside the warrior of light. But history is full of such unexpected allies. Shall we make our way into Dravania then? The chill of the western highlands is unrelenting, and I would sooner be under the sheltering canopy of the Chocobo forest. Alright, I guess she did kind of say we're friends now. She at least said the word allies. So we're allies now. Just to check, what's the actual path in here? Like, I guess you would be following this frozen river pass, or whatever it is, that comes all the way from Falcon's Nest. It just kind of abruptly starts and stops, doesn't it? You'd have to literally go through the wilds to find your way. Except maybe it's actually marked by these... Yeah, it is. It's marked by these fallen torch pillars or something, all the way across that way. I never noticed. So yeah, I guess you would follow this pass over to Riversmeet, which you can reach by going down the pass this way to the river, down this cliff. Just connecting the dots in my head. Big stalactite. And just as soon as we have unlocked flying, we're in a completely new area where we have to unlock it again. Back to the grind. Get your laser compass ready.
Beyond Abalathia's spine, the great mountain range that spans the continent of Aldenard from east to west. Into the deepening shadows of Som-Al, where lies the ancient home of dragonkind. To a land where the soil slithers and the skies seethe with sinuous shapes, they came.
What a sight. Big floating rock. Above a mountain. Ah, and they put the Aether Current right in front of you as if to remind you, hey, you gotta do this all over again. So that's 74 yawns, huh? From my position to over there, it's kind of hard to internalize how far a yawm is. Just kind of do a bunch of guesswork. Actually, ever since I started playing on my main character, and I was like, looking around the map, I always wondered what this thing was. Throughout my entire playthrough of Realm Reborn, this weird mountain with a floating rock. And then I actually got here on my main character. I forget what I actually thought about it. Still kinda cool looking. Even if the sights that you see in Final Fantasy tend to go far beyond just floating rocks or whatever. This forest was mentioned in the pages of the New Eorzean Geographic. As I recall, the author advised travelers to give the local chocobos a wide berth. According to her, they can be remarkably aggressive. Do you sense them, Komoy? A gathering of dragons to the west. How would I sense that? We now stand on the threshold of Dravania. The path to Som-Al... How is it pronounced again? Was it Som-Al or Som-Al? I think it was Som-Al. The path to Som-Al will take us far to the west, beyond the embrace of the forest branches. It will be a long and demanding journey. Might I suggest that we take our rest at the village up ahead, and see that we are properly provisioned. There's a village here, but I thought these lands the sole domain of dragonkind. Why would anyone choose to live in so perilous a place? The wild chocobos. Tailfeather was built by hunters who make their living capturing and selling the beasts. Their leader, Morsachal, is an acquaintance of mine. Being a gregarious sort, he will no doubt welcome our arrival. And he will also possess more recent knowledge of the road we seek to travel. I trust there are no objections. Only to this ceaseless chatter. If we were to meet this acquaintance of yours, just do it before Ishgard burns. Sorry for wasting your time, Stinian. And to waste it even more, I'm going to be gathering these. Again, they're probably just going to be along the main path for the main story. I think that's how Heavensward lays these out, mainly. While later expansions kind of scatter them around, like make you do more work for them. Actually, how many are there here? Not that many out in the world. Just 3 more, actually. 537 to the southwest, so that's already in a completely different part of the world. We're gonna wait until the main quest takes us there. And the chocobos. They're wild. Over in this area, somewhere around here. Actually, maybe right over here. Is this it? You fight the red chocobo. The one that casts Choco Meteor. Oh, wait. I guess they're just like wild ones? It might be like a special one from a fate or something that casts the meteor. Or it could just be any of these that cast the meteor. Kind of like a famous Final Fantasy recurring thing, I think. A chocobo that casts Choco Meteor or something. Don't know if it was this one though. In this fate. Just to take a quick peek. No, that's not a chocobo. We're not interested. And here we are, tail feather. Gotta get that aetherite first. This is actually the place where you would have taught your chocobo, and maybe the quest is still here, how to fly. Because of all that stuff where mounting used to be tied to mounts that could and couldn't fly, and your chocobo was one that couldn't fly, and the black one was one that could fly. And then you could make your chocobo one that could fly through this quest. All obsolete, as I said before. But I guess the quest might still be around here. I don't think they like removed it from the game. We'll see if it's still here. After we unlock quests in this area. Maybe I'll even do it if I have time to kill. Ah, he's inside. Hey, look at that thing. It's going crazy. We got our own, don't we? Let's bring it out. You're with your kind now. Ours is a lot more calm, though. This would be Marchachamp, right? Like, that's how you pronounce it? Not Marchachamp, or... It's Marchachamp, surely. I'll tan my hide and call me Leatherface. We have visitors. No, if it ain't the loveliest sail. It's been too long, girl. That it has, Marchachamp, that it has. My companions and I are on a pilgrimage to Salmal. Might we stay in Tailfeather a while and prepare for the next leg of our journey? Of course, of course. Stay as long as you like. In fact, I wouldn't suggest leaving the force at all. The dragons have been absolutely bleeding murderous of late. Forgive me, sir, but I'm not sure I understand. Do the dragons not bother you here in the forest? Bother us? Did Asail not explain things to you, boy? You've seen them towering kiln trees all about, haven't you? If you were flying above the canopy, you'd barely be able to see the ground. And as you'd expect, the local wildlife's canny enough to stay hidden beneath the leaves, which is why the dragons do their hunting elsewhere, and we can do ours in peace. I see. Thank you for the explanation. You're welcome. Now I know it won't stop your sail here, but dragons ain't the only things you'll need to keep an eye out for, especially if you're set on heading west. By the way, what is my armor level? Still using the level 50 stuff, which should be fine for a while since we're still on like... What is this? The level 52 quests? And I guess we also unlocked side quests here. Maybe we start on those? Probably. Anyway, as for gear, I do have like level 60... No wait, that was mage gear. We don't have level 60 range gear. So maybe I do have to think about acquiring some. It's not like I have any poetics left over after some spending that I did. I think on this equipment exactly. Never made anything back, so... Once we reach level 60, we could spend poetics back over in Ishgard to get the high-end level 60 gear, same as what we have here, which is the high-end level 50 gear. But I'm not sure when I'm going to get poetics next. I'd have to... Didn't I get any for that last dungeon we did? Oh, whatever. Let's start on those side quests. I see you've been making the rounds getting to know the hunters in these parts. Not really. But okay, if you say so. Well, how'd you like to help a real hunter? I'm overseeing 3 camps set up to the east, but the lazy sods ain't sent me a report in over a fortnight, and I'm too bleedin' busy to be playing messenger. You look right fierce enough to get the information out of 'em. It's a simple job that'll earn you some coin. Can't rightly say no to that. If that tickles your fancy, then you'll need to talk to the leaders of each camp. Leonulf, Gwyneret, and Aimbert. Hear what they have to say, and get back to me when you're done. These hunters scrabble in the shadow of dragons for naught but the love of coin. Greed inspires courage and madness in equal measures, it seems. No Estinian, they do it for the love of chocobos, I'm sure. I have read widely of the world and its wonders, yet after taking but a few steps into the unknown, I am reminded how much I have still to discover. I am glad to see Marsachomp is doing well. I guess we're, lore-wise, just resting here until we're ready for the journey ahead. And I guess while we're resting, we're doing some odd jobs. I'm not going to take this quest, but just curious. I don't recall exactly what you had to do to unlock flying on your chocobo, but I feel like it was like a whole quest chain where you had to do a certain set of quests from over here. Like maybe you had to do all of the quests even over here in Tailfeather. Don't recall. Maybe after this episode I'll look it up. Oh, paint me yellow and call me a chocobo. That Millis sightseeing log? That's Millis sightseeing log you've got there. Oh, it's Ironheart. There's always an Ironheart, or some equivalent. We don't even fill it out. Forgive me. I got carried away for a moment. I am Kester Ironheart, cousin to Millis and an explorer of sorts, like most of my extended family. Yeah, it's a big family, all cousins and sisters and whatever. When I last spoke with Millis, she told me of an adventurer with a keen case of wanderlust. An adventurer that I know now to be you. Would say you lend me your log for a moment. Don't worry. I won't eat it or anything. There, and there. Yes, there. That should do it, I reckon. It's no secret that Ishgard is home to some of the most remarkable sights in our realm. Mind you, I've not seen them all myself, but I certainly know where they might be found. And now so do you, thanks to the notes and rumors I've seen fit to jot down in your sightseeing log. Yes, scores of stunning vistas are just waiting to be discovered. Your legs will not carry you to all of them, though. Should you find a particular spot out of reach, you might consider taking to the skies, atop a black-feathered bird. Oh, but if I were to say more, I would be robbing you the joy of discovering the spectacular views yourself. Godspeed, my fellow explorer. and may this moment mark the beginning of a tour of wonder. Again, I never really did anything with the sightseeing log on my main character and don't plan to do it on Komoy. But I will purposefully ignore unlocking any points that we see, like even if they're right in front of us, just so that if I do actually feel like doing them, I can do them all at once or something. With some notable exceptions if there's like a platforming puzzle related to them, whatever. Okay, so I guess the only quest that we have related to Aether Currents is this one here. Maybe we take on the main quest at the same time? Nah, it's fine. I would assume the main quest takes you just to this region. You stay in the forest area for like one quest or two. If we have to do a little bit of walking, I think it's fine. Don't have to be completely efficient every time. Just feels a little bit more, I don't know, relaxed, RP. Both of those things to just do one quest at a time, without like triggering everyone's dialogues at the same time and then going between quest A and quest B without really staying consistent. Things are going well enough. Been running into a bit of trouble with those giant bugs in these woods though. Don't talk so bloody loud. I'm on the lookout for chocobos, and I can't very well concentrate with your yapping, now can I? Komoy? A yapper? I don't think so. Warrior of Light notoriously quiet. Or are they? I know they're notoriously head nodders or whatever. But are they necessarily quiet? They're not exactly a silent protagonist. You get options to say things, like respond to people, with dialogue, even if it's not voiced. But all the same, I'm not sure if they're just of few words or you just don't see that part of it. The part where they're yapping. Nothing out of the ordinary here. It's just the one bird that won't shut up. Haven't been able to catch a wink for all its bloody screeching. The one bird, huh? There's always that one bird. Is it you? Let me know if there's any particularly feisty chocobos running about. I'd like myself a good hunt. Let that be a lesson to you. No yapping or you'll get hunted. Maybe that's why our little chocobo chick isn't quite as energetic as that other one we saw running about the camp. We put the fear of death into it. We're that kind of parent. Just to check. Yeah, still that one to the west, or is that a different one? I think that was a different one, because the other one was southwest. Is this the way up? I don't think so. We still aggro on level 52, even though we're level 57. I guess 5 levels isn't enough to prevent aggro. Do we actually have to go even further around? Oh, the Bandersnatch. I remember that name, and I vaguely remember these monsters. I just remember them for the name though, no other reason. Where else are Bandersnatches from? It's like a mythological thing, right? Or a fantasy thing? Either one. Had ourselves a bit of an incident the other day. Some fiend came stomping out of the tree line and gobbled up one of our fresh-caught birds. Wasn't a damn thing we could do about it. If we're going to keep on in this area, we'll need some extra hands. You tell the chief that. I can stand here in silence till the next astral era. Just wait here if you don't believe me. A hunter can't hope to make a big catch if he ain't patient. The next astral era, huh? Well, first there'd have to be another umbral era, the Ace Umbral Calamity or whatever. Good luck on that happening. Not while we're around, right? Right? Right. Could just teleport back. We'll enjoy the walk, though. Do these lights... are they on? Oh, they are. Just kinda dim, even though it's night. Not exactly beacons in the night. What are you doing here? Oh, do they eat the chocobos? Oh, are you a traveler? Let me be one of the first to welcome you to Tailfeather. Well, you're too late. What do you do here? What's it look like? I'm learning the hunting trade, just like my folks. Now I haven't actually hunted yet, but I've got my hands full just helping out round the camp. Getting hunting supplies, taking care of the birds. Well, even now I'm looking over this fresh-caught chocobo. The other hunters say I ain't too bad with a bow either. I think that chocobo is just going to be caught, fresh-caught, for all of eternity. That's just the kind of game this MMO is. Hunters from all around make this encampment their base. Some are here hoping to make a fortune, others are here because they got nothing better to do. You meet all sorts in this camp. There ain't never a dull moment. This force is just teeming with wild chocobos, and if you catch yourself a big one, merchants from Mishgard will pay buckets of gil for it. It's that thrill that keeps us going in the face of bandersnatches and dragons. Okay, so I guess it isn't for their love of chocobos, not really. So they've all got issues, but none of them thought to ask me for help. Do they think I'll bite their heads off or something? At any rate, I'd best prepare to round up the birds from each camp. Thanks again for your help, friend. Say, since you've already struck up an acquaintance with my people and all, maybe you'd be willing to lend them a hand? Seems they talk to you of their troubles readily enough. Ah, here we go. Yeah. One quest at each, huh? I did say I'd do it, didn't I? I did say I'd do all of the quest chains related to the Aether Currents. This becomes more important in other expansions, where this is all like... all the quests that are related to the Aether Current quests, those quest chains, they tend to be more meaty. They do this funny thing of converging at the very end. Like wrapping up the story of the region or something, in a little side story or something. That won't happen here during Heavensward, but I will just do the quest chain just to get a feel for the area and all that. These are what I consider the more important orange quests that, I guess, lay out the lore of each region. The bugs I mentioned earlier? Goddamn feather fleas. They got suckers a yom long, and love the taste of chocobo blood. Been wondering what to do about them. I managed to drive them away whenever they come near our birds, but there doesn't seem to be an end to the buggers. I would go into the forest and squash them myself, but that'd leave the chocobos defenseless. Say, why don't you kill a few of them in my stead? If you could put down about 4 or so, you'd have my thanks. Sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 4. This time it's 4. Oh, get back out here. It's a healer chocobo, so it doesn't do that much extra damage. But I guess it adds up. Can't wander too far away, otherwise it'll de-aggro and become invincible. Could at least scope out our next mark though. Over this way? Ah, yes. Area we came in on. Should be plenty over here. Yeah, there's a gang of 2 right there. I think that's slightly too far away though. This one might just de-aggro. You can try though. Damn it, it de-aggroed. That's what I get for trying to optimize. Oh, short stack is keeping the aggro off, kind of. It did a lot of healing already, but that's fine. And die. Damn, one more. Now what did the second guy want? I know the third guy wanted to... Actually, I'm forgetting what the third guy wanted. I take it the fees went down easy? Ah, you're quite a bug killer. The chocobos fly into a flurry at the very sight of those blasted bugs, and it takes the better part of the day to calm them down. Thanks to you, we'll be able to sleep peacefully for a while. Anything else to say? No. No post-quest flavor. Would have liked to do all 3 of these quests before the episode ended, but I don't really feel like going too far over on time, so probably just gonna wrap up right after this one. If it doesn't take too long. By the 12, this chocobo just won't shut up. She's got no hurt as far as I can see, and a sick bird wouldn't make such a fuss. Which leaves just one possibility. I have a mind to go and verify my suspicion, but I'm not overly keen on leaving this bird while it's wailing away like this. Could attract predators. Would you mind going? Here, lend me your map. I'll mark the place where we caught this bird. Chances are there's a nest nearby. If you find it, know what's inside and come back to tell me. Don't worry. We'll find it. The chocobo is visibly distressed. We already had a bad luck finding a chocobo in that other side quest back in towards this western highlands. Hopefully we'll have better luck this time. There are eggs in the nest. Guess we're leaving them there. Probably best to not touch them, right? Oh, already took it out, huh? Yeah, he already knew. Just as I thought, this one's about to be a mother. There's no help in it then. As fine as a bird as she is, she's got to go back to her nest. It's a rule of ours, you see. You can't catch a chocobo what's brooding. Don't matter that it's the finest specimen you've ever seen, or that you've been having a bad spell. Nay, whatever the circumstance, we've got to see beyond the present. Elsewise we hunters won't have much of a future. Well, at least one chocobo side quest ended on a nice note. And on that note, now would be a good time to take a break.